good morning and welcome. This is our favourite event. We do this once a month and we call it Girls Just Want to Have Funs. We've been doing this event, I think we're coming up to 4.5 years, ladies, which is pretty cool. And in that time, I think of all the different stories, and really what we're here today to enjoy is hearing about stories of triumph, stories of women taking back their life, feeling empowered, saying yes to more of the things that they're wanting to enjoy in life. And we get to do that through aligning with an incredible company and an incredible business system that allows us to really create a life by design, and one that's very values driven. So my name is Linda Evenden. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus company. And what I love about this event is that it's real women and our real stories of how our products and programs have been able to help our own health and vitality and taking our health journey into our own hands, and also a business model that allows us to create an income that's flexible, that works with us, that it's a work from anywhere business. And right now there's such an unprecedented demand on what we do, which is we work with proven products that are clinically researched and shown to boost immune system. So there's a lot of demand around for that at the moment. And also a work from anywhere business. This is the digital revolution, and more than ever, we're seeing a huge demand of having a business that's flexible, that we can work from online and that really has a global reach. So excited to hear from our speakers today who've been able to do this for the past years. Some of the speakers have been doing this for 5+ years. I've been here doing this for 12 years. So it's very exciting to me to see how many people are enjoying having a plan B at the moment. And of course, the thing I love the most is connection and community. I didn't know that I was missing this, ladies, and I now appreciate it more than anything else. I love the income. I love what the products and programs have done for my family, but more than anything, I love the connection and the community of a global family that I get to choose to hang out with and spend time with. So I'm sure you're going to love these ladies as well. I'm going to find and pin my beautiful friend, Katie Golay. By far, one of the best things about this business is you get to choose who you work with. You get to choose who you bring along this journey and hang out with. And this woman, it still lights up my life. I've known her for the whole 12 years that I've been on this journey. And thankfully, she said yes to coming on this ride with us about, must be 7 years ago now, Katie. Is it 6 years at least?
That's almost 6 years. I can't believe
6 years. And literally we get to travel the world. Well, not right now, we don't. We get to do it in our armchair at home via Zoom. Thank goodness for Zoom. But we've got to experience so many incredible adventures. And sometimes it feels like, is this even work? Because when you can be passionate and paid at the same time and help other people, I know that we were both looking for that. So Katie, can you please take us through our Juice Plus products and our programs? Behind every great business, it has to be a pretty amazing product that people love and want to recommend. So can you take us through our Juice Plus products?
Absolutely. As my children walk by me.
It's the new standard. We love it.
Absolutely. So what I love, I'm a mama of 3, and health has always been really important to myself and my family. And so when I first found out about these products, the first thing that really got me excited was that my entire family could be benefiting from these. And I think regardless of the time that you're listening to this, whether you're joining us live or you're listening to the recording, now is the best time to get more whole foods into our body. We know that, right? And a lot of people are walking around with really great intentions of the things that we should be doing every day. Yet often there's a gap between our intentions and what is actually hitting our mouths, our bodies every single day as well. And I kind of make a joke with this, but I bet, our good intentions often end up in the vegetable graveyard at the bottom of our crisper in our fridge, right? Where we've got all of these things and we bought all this good stuff, but we didn't actually follow through and cook it or eat it for our family. So the beautiful thing about our products, they've been around for over 30 years, which again, like good food, nourishing your body, it's not a fad, it's not something that's a good idea now, it always has been a great idea. But the beautiful thing about our products is that these are our premium capsules, our fruit, veg and berry blend. And so basically what they are is a blend of 30 different whole foods. Most of us are creatures of habit, where we'll have the same food over and over and over again. Whereas this is giving us a blend of 30 different whole foods. And what they do is they pick the whatever it is, the fruit, the veg or the berry at the peak of ripeness. So when there's the maximum nutrition in there, not when it looks good to go on a supermarket shelf, then they blend it up like a slushy, the skin, the seeds, the pulp, everything. Whereas a lot of the time when we're preparing food, we chop all that stuff away. And so we're left with this beautiful slushy, and then we gently take the moisture out at a really low temperature. And then we're left with this amazing whole food powder. Then we put it into a vegan capsule so it doesn't break down or oxidize. And this is one of our veggie capsules here. So flooding your body every single day with these 30 different whole foods, it gives our cells what we need on a daily basis. And what a lot of us do is we fill our bellies. We are eating things that are filling our bellies, but we're actually undernourished. And so this is about giving our body what it needs every day. The other great thing that I love is that if you like research, there's over 37 peer-reviewed medical journal studies done on these. So if you like the research, whoever shared this event with you can point you in that direction. But things around DNA repair, systemic inflammation, and our immune system, which, you know, as we're learning at the moment, is super important for us. The other beautiful thing about our products is because they're just plants, we get our little kitties on these too. And if you're a mama, or if you've had kids with like fussy eaters, it's definitely a challenge where, you know, we're not getting enough of the good foods into our kids every day. Any adult that goes onto our beautiful whole food capsules, which you can literally get started for less than a cup of coffee a day. A lot of us are spending that without even blinking. So this is a great way to shift out, you know, maybe money that we're spending on things that aren't necessarily serving us. We can actually sponsor a child for free between the ages of 4 and 18. And if you are in Canada or the US, between 4 and college age, which is pretty cool. So kids get to have these, and we've had over 4 million families benefit from our Healthy Starts program around the world. And the things that we're seeing is an increase in children having more fruits and vegetables, eating more whole foods, drinking more water, less sick days, less visits to the doctor. There's been a study done on 250,000 of our participants, and the difference is just amazing. So they basically mix the powders of our fruit and veg capsules with tapioca, and they pop it into like a little gummy for the kids. They're so yummy for big kids as well. I love them too. So that's our whole foods. Then I mentioned before, we're often overfed, but we're undernourished. We've got these beautiful vegan smoothie blends. They come in chocolate and vanilla. I'm a chocolate fan, so that's why all I've got is on my desk. But this is a great way as well of, you know, I know as a mama, I would get up in the morning and I'd run out the door and I might grab a crust of someone's leftovers on their plate. And, you know, people might be having cereal and tea and toast, all these things that, again, filling our belly, but not giving ourselves what we actually need. So these are beautiful because they're gluten-free, dairy-free, no nasties, no artificial sweeteners. I'll have mine for breakfast. I'll put rice milk or a frozen banana or mango with it. The kids will have them after school. My husband will have it as a pre or post workout. So it's not a meal replacement, but for a lot of people, you know, you might have that 3 o'clock slump where you're reaching for that coffee or the chocolate biscuit to keep you going. These are the bomb. And we'll often have shift workers too that will use them through the evening, so they're not having such a heavy meal and throwing out their, you know, their body's, you know, metabolism too. So they're amazing. So there's things in here like pomegranate, alfalfa sprouts, broccoli, things that you're like, well, you know, that doesn't sound that fun. I have to tell you, I am the world's biggest smoothie snob. If something is good for me but it doesn't taste nice, I won't have it. Just not going to happen. These are absolutely amazing and a great way of getting the good stuff in. And then the last one of our beautiful products I want to share with you is our amazing vegan omegas, our 3, 6, and 9. We have all probably heard about essential fatty acids, how good they are for us. Most people probably are taking a fish oil of some sort, and that's great. But what I love about our products is that we are skipping the fish and we're going straight to the source of where the where they actually get a lot of their good fats, and that's from the algae, and also things that I didn't even know had good fats in them. So like tomato seeds, buckthorn berry. And so these are giving our body those good fats on a consistent basis. They're vegan as well. And something I learned actually the other day was that I don't know if you've ever thought about fish oils, but what do they have to do to the fish to get the smell and the taste and squeeze the oil out? I don't even know. Something I learned, yes, they can get mercury out of the fish oils. However, what's not able to be processed out right now is plastics. And that's something that is all throughout our oceans. So I love that our products are taking care of the environment, as well as we're not having to think about things like that either. So our products are amazing, a great way of getting that nourishment into our body. Plus, we've got beautiful online programs that support our clients as far as, you know, giving you healthy recipes. Our products by no means replace eating well. It's giving that baseline nutrition, and then we want to flood our body every day with more whole foods, moving our body, and giving you tools to be able to make those upgrades in your lifestyle. So that's what I absolutely love about our products. I'm going to head across to Noella. Hopefully I said your name right. I'm sorry. And I know you're going to share with us a little bit about your story and the benefits that you've experienced so far. I'm not sure that can anyone hear? No, we don't have audio on that. Sorry, hon.
Can you hear me now?
There we can, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Kate. I'm actually really excited to share my story today. I've been on the products in the program for about 2 years now, and honestly, it just made sense, and it still makes sense. Before I jumped into the program, I actually thought I was really healthy. I would go to the gym a lot. I would count calories like crazy. And in so many ways, my body and my mind were saying the complete opposite. So I didn't really have energy to get through my day. Like, I would wake up to the alarm clock to go to work. And it was such a struggle by the end of my work day to then have to go to the gym, to then have to do the rest of my things at home. And I felt so exhausted, and I didn't get it because, again, I was so into like calorie counting and everything. I just thought I was doing the right thing, and my body was just like still struggling. Another major thing was I actually had chronic migraines. So since I was in high school, I would get migraines all the time, a few a week minimum, like at least 3 a week, and they were very like debilitating. So I couldn't do anything. If I got them in the middle of class, I'd have to go home, go to bed, you know, turn off the lights, put an ice pack on my head. As you know, obviously when I went to work, I couldn't take sick days. I never liked to, so I'd have to like struggle through work with these terrible, terrible migraines, and they were so miserable. And I honestly tried everything, and acupuncture and all these pills and everything, and nothing really made them better. And also, I think mentally beforehand, I came from a place of hate so much in my journey. So I just had a lot of self-loathing, and I would gain weight and I would lose weight, and I had no idea how to have a healthy relationship with food. Nutrition, I didn't really understand too much of it. So I didn't respect it. I didn't understand how my body could work with it. There was a lot of food guilt. I'd feel bad for eating chocolate. And yeah, so fast forward 2 years, and I honestly feel like a completely new person. I wake up much earlier than before, and I have a beautiful self-care routine in the morning. I just feel better. I get through the day and I feel awesome by the time I go to bed, and I actually get really great sleep, which is amazing, so I can do it all again the next day. For my migraines, this is probably the biggest thing that I'm so incredibly grateful for, but I used to get a few a week, and now if I get any a month, it's maybe 2 or 3 tops. And I will take that any day compared to the struggle and the pain that I was going through before. Every day that I don't have one, I'm just incredibly grateful for, you know, this program and the whole food nutrition and just everything that has allowed my body and my mind to get to this point. And of course, one of the biggest things that I love about the program is just I finally learned to come from a place of love and a place of gratitude. And I've learned the value of whole food nutrition, and I learned what foods work with me and what nutrients my body needs to thrive. And I just come from, even if I may not love the way I look all the time, I'm so much further along my journey than I was before. And I come from a place of love and gratitude every day. Like, I'm grateful for my body, therefore I move it. And I'm grateful for my body, therefore I feed it, you know, the nutrition that it needs to thrive. And I just feel really great. And mentally speaking, that honestly is priceless. So that's just a bit of my journey, and I'm incredibly grateful for these past 2 years, and I look forward to the remaining years I have left.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Han. I love hearing the different benefits that people get to experience. It's just awesome. We're going to head across to the lovely Perry now, and she's going to share with us how we go about creating an online business from helping others, you know, with what we get to do every single day. So I'll pass it over to you, Perry.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited to be sharing this part today because I've realized I've been doing this for 5 years now, but I've really realized in talking to people and communicating people in that time is that so many people these days are looking for more. So many people are looking to create a lifestyle, but they're just not sure how to get it. And especially with our exposure to social media, we're seeing so many people living luxurious lives and traveling and having freedom and flexibility, but a lot of people just don't understand behind how you actually do that. So I'm really excited to share this part with you today because we're going to help you guys understand how you can really turn this life-changing product and program into an incredible business for you that feels good and that you have lots of fun doing. So I'm sure that we can all agree that times are changing. Like what you know, if you have a look at, think about your parents and think about maybe what they had to do and what they currently do to make ends meet. And then you look at what our generation is doing, things are different, like with technology, social media, marketing, like everything's always changing. And I think it's really important that you stay on top of that and be open to looking at what you can do these days to get ahead. And that's definitely one thing I had to open my mind to when I looked into this company because I didn't really understand it. I thought, you know, I understand there's this beautiful product and program and people, but I didn't understand how would I share it with people. But honestly, it just comes down to recommending something that you really love. And I know something that's really powerful, making recommendations is so much more powerful than, you know, seeing an advertisement on a TV or hearing something on the radio. And so I know that having that influence on people, just sharing something that you actually love, our company has literally created a beautiful step-by-step system where you can get financially rewarded to do that. So it's just about, instead of them paying for advertising and billboards and radio, that kind of stuff, we literally get paid instead. So we use the beautiful products and we share the results and then we tell other people about it. And also with everything that's going on at the moment, I think this is especially important, is that we have the opportunity to show people how to create an additional stream of income. And I know so many people at the moment have, you know, lost jobs or hours, you know, really a lot of financial pressure. And we can show people how to create an income income from home, from the internet without having to leave their house. So I think that is really powerful. Honestly, it's just about sharing that gift with the world. And so that sounds well and good, but when I first started, I had so many fears. I thought that I wouldn't know enough people. Like I grew up in a really small country town. I was sure that I wouldn't have enough time. I was already working 3 jobs that I disliked, and I didn't have any confidence or knowledge about how I would build anything like this. But honestly, I was teachable and coachable. I was willing to say, like, show me what to do, and I'm willing to learn. And that would be my advice. It's one of the most important things, that you're just willing to learn and go, how can I do this? Also, with the power of social media, we can literally connect with so many people around the world. So knowing enough people wasn't something that set me back. I was working in hospitality full-time at the time, and I really wanted out. Like I could see what lifestyle I wanted, but I just didn't know how to get there. And I was applying for jobs every week. I was looking into studying, like I was desperate for something more, and nothing was clicking for me. Nothing was just right. I wasn't getting jobs. And so I actually just happened to be talking to someone in the gym, and he told me that he had an online business, and I had no exposure to online businesses before that. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll have a look at it. And when I came along, I watched an event very similar to this, and I just thought, you know what? You've got nothing to lose. Like the worst thing that happens is you get a bit healthier, maybe you'll build a little bit of confidence. And in the first 2 months of me starting, there was a conference. They're like, there's a conference. Do you want to come along? And I'd never ever traveled before. And this conference was on Hamilton Island, which is so beautiful. And I was like, yeah, okay, an amazing opportunity to travel. And I was able to make just enough money to come along to this conference. And at this conference, I realized that this company had been around for like 45 years. They had an incredible leadership team. They were all around the world. The product was thoroughly researched. And I also heard story after story about people that had created such financial abundance and growth in their lives that I went home and I was like, I am all in. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And then within about 18 months, I was earning the same amount in my online business with this as I was working full-time in hospitality. So I was able to start reducing my hours, and then eventually I left that job, which was definitely one of the biggest things that I've accomplished on this journey. But in that time, it brought me back my time. So I was able to travel more, spend more time with my family. We've been to about 12 different countries now. We bought a house last year. It's just opened me up to so many things that I never knew how I was going to get. And honestly, it was just about step by step using my support and building that confidence and knowledge along the way. So I want to introduce you guys to share some stories today. I think we have Beck sharing first, guys.
Yep.
She's going to share a little bit of her story about how she has gone on the journey so far.
Hello, beautiful humans. Thank you so much to everyone that has come along to join us today. So my name is Beck and I have been a part of this amazing team now for 2 years. I was one of the people that said no to the business for 6 months. I was a complete skeptic and I just didn't think it was a thing. At the time, I was a working full-time mama. I just had my little girl, and I remember one morning very, very vividly. I had to drop her off to kindy, and she was only 7 months old. She wasn't even walking at that stage, and as I started to walk through the daycare gates, she started to whimper, and she was on my chest, and she started to whimper and get really upset, and I walked into her room. Her educator grabbed her off me, and she was like this, holding on, and they had to ungrip her hands from my necklace because she was trying to take it with her. And then she started screaming and crying, and it was that scream that I'm sure you mums on the line know. It's like the scream when either they're hurt or they're really distraught. And she was just absolutely screaming her head off. I ran out of the room. Tears were rolling down my face. I sat in my car and I shut the door and I just sobbed. And in that moment, I knew that I had to find something. I just couldn't keep doing this. I didn't have a baby to put her in full-time care. So I asked my employer if I could go part-time. Went to work, pretended everything was fine, asked him, and he said, sorry, Beck, we don't do part-time here. We only do full-time. And I settled, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? A few months down the line, she took her first steps at kindy, and I missed that. And that was absolutely heartbreaking, to say the least. And then 2 days before Christmas, I got called into the office, and I got slid an envelope across the desk from my boss, and he said, we're shutting our doors. I'm sorry, but I've had to let everyone go today and make you redundant. We'd just bought our first home, and we'd just gotten married, and there I was losing my income. And at that time, given Christmas, everything was closing. So I didn't have anything to fall back on. And it was a really scary, scary time. I went into a severely depressed black hole. I just didn't want to do life anymore. And I told my husband, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like a dead weight to our family. I can't contribute. And I just had no purpose because I was so career driven. And so I decided at that point that I had to do something. And so I said yes to this amazing business. And it gave me a purpose to wake up every day. I wasn't just chasing a toddler. It wasn't the same mundane stuff, watching the same daytime TV. I had a purpose to talk to people, connect with people, and wear a business owner hat. And so 3 months into the business, one day my husband up and left my 1-year-old daughter and I, and he left me with the mortgage and all of the bills. And that was really hard. You know, at that point I'd gotten another part-time job. So I was doing the business, being a mum, and had my part-time job. And the bills were twice as much as I was earning in my part-time job. So I was sinking, and I was sinking really bad, really quickly. But I had my business to fall back on. I had that income, that blanket income to catch me. And honestly, I have never been so grateful in my life for saying yes for when I did. Because if I didn't say yes, I don't even want to think about where my daughter and I would be. Honestly, we'd probably be living out of a car, if I'm being honest, because I couldn't afford the bills. And it wasn't even the financial gain. I know financial gain is really important, but it wasn't even that. It was the aspect that you are a part of a community of so many amazing like-minded women. I had so many women that I had never met before reach out to me, sending me messages, offering to bring me food to my doorstep, offering to look after my daughter. So to this day, I have so many beautiful women going, hey, like, I'll babysit if you need like a night out, or if you need to let your hair down. This community held me, and it put me back together when I was so broken at the time, and I just had no way of seeing it out. And all these women held my hand and they helped me get through it. So this business literally has been a life raft for me, and it still is. You know, I'm still a solo mama, and you know, I work hard and I pay all the bills by myself, which I'm really, really proud of doing. And that I'm not dependent on anyone else. So that's a little bit about my story and the goodness that I've been able to get from this amazing community and business structure. So I want to pass it over to the beautiful Jenna, and she is going to share her story with you guys.
Hey guys, how you going? Thanks, Beck. That's a beautiful story. Oh my goodness, I had goosebumps and like got a bit emotional from that. So yes, my name's Jenna. I've been a part of this community for 3 years now, and I'm a mama of two, and 3 years ago working in local government. But 3 years ago, I was in this place of being really grateful for what I had in my life, my family, my work, my healthy children, but wanting more. And as a mum, that's a really big struggle, wanting more, but being, you know, but grateful for what you had. But what I realized every day, I was really lost. I would spend time in my walk-in robe crying to keep it from the kids because I was lost. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know where I was going. I was just waking up and going through the motions every day. And that was just a really difficult place to be in. I came across a random post on Facebook, and I'm a feelings person. If something feels right to me, I'll look into it and give it a go. I came across a random post on Facebook and looked into it, and it just felt so right to me. I jumped on an event similar to this. I got sent a link, and it just felt so right. Being surrounded by a community of people who are about raising you up, a community of people who have got your back with no competition. And what I realized, I thought I was doing this first for my kids. They're my big part of my why. But what I realized is how much I needed this for me. I needed to find my purpose, and I found it with this. I found a way that I get to live my purpose and mission every single day. I've learned to show up as a best version of me, for me, and then for my kids and my hubby and my friends. And this business has given me this. And I am so grateful for that. The community of people that we get to surround ourselves with every single day is just phenomenal. I've made friends in the last 2 years who I felt like I've known for the last 25 years. It's just absolutely incredible. And I cannot speak highly enough. You know, I get emotional every time I think about it because I'm just so grateful for that, especially in the times that we're in at the moment. I've got friends who have lost cafes, who have had to close down gyms, close down beauty therapy, and I get to still do this every single day, and I'm so grateful for that. And I get to connect with a community of people every day, you know, who have got my back if we're having a bad day, especially in these times. And I've got friends who don't have that. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for that just because of the woman I get to show up as every single day. And I know my hubby is too. We've got to travel a little, you know, that we never did before. But so incredibly grateful. This community lights me up every day, and I cannot talk highly enough of it. So thank you very much.
Hi. Well, thank you so much, ladies. You know, at the start, I said this is all about stories, and it really is. And when I think about, you know, for 12 years, being on this journey and seeing the stories and seeing the faces and the lives changed and the messages that we get to receive when we can help someone just by inviting them to come and take a look, just inviting them to see, you know, are they wanting to make any changes and upgrades to their health? Are they wanting to have a plan B because one income isn't enough? And as so many of the speakers have said, you know, we all come into this for many different reasons, and a lot of them are very common. One income isn't always enough. And the inflexibility of traditional job and traditional business and the risk sometimes, and so many things out of our control, can make it extra stressful. And so, you know, in summary, you know, we get to align with a company that's been around for 50 years. That speaks volumes right now. A company that has the same CEO and leadership team at the helm, who've weathered many storms through recessions and global financial crisis and pandemic and all kinds of things. I love that this company, you know, our CEO and founder created the mission statement that, you know, the company mission is together to build a stable and lasting company to help as many people realize their dreams. And I love that mission so much. It's in each of our hearts. The second part is that we get to inspire healthy living around the world. And there's no better time for that at the moment as well. We also are backed by so much research. You know, we've got over 38 published peer-reviewed medical journals and counting, that really proves what Juice Plus is known to do in the body. We also get to partner with, you know, the Healthy Starts program. We have a company here who invest in our kids' health and education and the journey that we get to take people on. We've got some pretty spectacular reasons. And so the question becomes, what if? What if this could work for you? I'm so much like Janae. It's all about feeling for me. Maybe you need some questions answered. We were all skeptics at one stage. So we're here to certainly answer your questions and invite you, you know, what if? What if we can help you get back in the driver's seat and really create more of the things that you want more of in life? We can't wait to hear from you. So thank you to each and every one of the beautiful speakers sharing your heart and your stories today. I'm definitely heartful and emotional. So thanks, everyone. See you next month. Bye.